Hello and welcome to this first day of 2021. My name is Hemang Lahiru. I'm a lawyer and a partner at SmartMove Immigration. And today we're going to be talking about the skilled worker visa route. It is 1st January 2021 and the draft, which was released in February 2020 by the Home Office, talking about the policy for the new points-based system, now finally becomes a reality. So what has changed in the skilled worker visa and how is this different from the earlier route? Well, there are some changes, but more or less it is still a sponsored work visa route. So the guidance which was released, or the policy statement which was released in February of 2020 by the Home Office, did talk about saying that the route would have a subset which would be for the unsponsored workers, where a highly skilled migrant would potentially be able to enter the UK and without having a job offer. And this is kind of ties in with what used to be the highly skilled migrant program under the Tier 1. But the Home Office insists that the details will be made public later during the year. So we'll have to wait and look forward to what that would look like. In the interim, we have the sponsored work visa route under the skilled visa category. And what it does is it replaces the earlier Tier 2 general. The intra-company transfer subcategory still remains. So all the Tier 2 sponsor license holders who had the subcategories for Tier 2 general and Tier 2 ICTs have automatically been transitioned to the skilled worker license with the appropriate grants on their licenses as well. But essentially what changes from the employer's perspective, and this makes it really easy for them to make hiring decisions and bring people in from outside the UK. And now that today is also the day that the free movement has ended, so the EU nationals are on par with the non-EU ones. And for those who are not in the UK before the 31st December deadline, will still have to look at entering the UK under the skilled worker visa route if they want to continue working in the UK. So what's changed from the employer's perspective? Well, first, there is the cap on skilled workers is gone. The earlier cap under the Tier 2 general, where there was an allocation of about 20,000 odd COSs that could be granted in a year, and a monthly kind of an uptake of 1650 COSs. Now that's gone, so there is no cap on the number of people that can come in under the skilled worker visa routes. Another big thing is obviously the resident labor market test is no longer required under this category. And this is really useful from an employer's perspective, because earlier they would have to advertise a job role for 28 days, and that would add to the hiring cycle, which again stopped a lot of people from making or pursuing this route to bring in workers from outside the UK and the EU at that particular point in time. But now with the cancellation of the resident labor market test requirement, it makes it easier for the employers to bring in genuine workers to the UK. From the workers' perspective, they're still required to score points in order to be eligible to apply for this visa. And there are 50 mandatory points, and then the 20 additional points can be scored, which are what the Home Office calls as tradable points. And typically the mandatory points are based on the fact that the applicant has a job offer from an employer who is on the Home Office's sponsor license register, and that gets them 20 points. They get another 20 points if the job is on the skilled occupation code, which the Home Office has on its list, and they score 10 points for meeting the proficiency in the English language. So this is the 50 points which are being scored by the applicant, and they can score the remaining 20 points for their eligibility based on getting paid at the going rate for the job role, or if they have a PhD qualification in a job which is relevant to the role that they're going to be doing, then they could score 20 points for that. If they have a PhD qualification in any of the STEM courses, and this is relevant to their job as well, then they could score another 20 points in there. If the applicant's job is on the shortage occupation list, they could score another 20 points. And now the key is that an applicant may check multiple boxes in these tradable points, but they will only get awarded one single 20 point criteria. So essentially 70 points is what is needed for the applicants to make the application. And just like the tier 2 general before, the employers have the option to certify maintenance, in which case the applicant does not need to have monies in their account to kind of meet the maintenance funds requirement. And also they are allowed to bring in their dependents, which is spouse and children till the age of 18, to join them on the skilled worker visa. Now this represents a shift from the Home Office's perspective on two fronts. One is obviously for the first time, the European Union nationals will be treated on par with the non-EU nationals, and that's going to be a big change for a lot of people when they're hiring nationals, particularly European nationals, for job roles within the UK. From the employee's perspective, it's now easier to find suitable jobs for which they are qualified and for which they can get paid an appropriate level to make a valid application and come into the UK. And in the words of the Home Secretary, then when the policy statement was released, this system is designed to attract the best and the brightest from around the world to the UK. And that's just something that we'll see how this route pans out, and how does the unsponsored worker route, when that opens up, what are the details on there. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this pans out. And during the course of this month, once we've experienced a few applications going through on the skilled worker visa route, we will be updating you with more details on the nitty-gritties of this particular visa application. For the moment, we hope that this information was useful. If you have any questions, or if you want us to cover any specific areas for the skilled worker visa route, please drop in your queries in the comments box below, and we will look at addressing them and providing you with the relevant information. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great year ahead.